Shit on fire. Pope John King, 16 icon.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Do That on 16 TV. I'm 16 the icon, and we got a bunch of different topics we're gonna talk to y'all about today. I'm bring Potts out here. Miss Potts is definitely in the building. Y'all already know this is her show, so I'm bringing her out so she can bring y'all the heavy, and I can keep bringing y'all the entertainment news.
Always,
and all the little stuff that's going on online right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Yes.
It is now F It Fridays.
It is now F It Friday.
Don't do that.
What are we smoking? What are we smoking here?
Slurp Juice, Candyland.
Slurp Juice, Candyland, yep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is also, of course, as you know, sponsored by House of Dank.
Well, yeah, you know.
Well, we get it from House of Dank. It's
Yeah,
not
but
sponsored by House of Dank, but
we
we're
shout
getting
them out
there.
because that's where I go. That's where I go. Okay. So topics to get it started is Michigan woman sentenced to 6 years in prison
For what?
for fatal 2022 crash on I-469.
Oof.
And then update on the deaf black man that got beat because he didn't deserve to be beaten.
Right. You remember
Update
the
on
title,
him.
Deaf Black Man
Charges are
Not
dropped.
Listening to the
Charges are dropped. I got some stuff on there, which it's when you read it, it's like the ignorance. It's just ignorance. So, I think we should probably just go ahead and let's start it off light real quick with you,
Oh.
and then we'll go ahead and get into it when it comes to these charges here
Well,
dumbasses.
as you know, we have been roasting Joker Folio Doodoo.
Folio Doodoo.
We've been roasting Joker Folio Doodoo for a minute. And in our roasting of Joker Folio Doodoo, because it is doodoo, we also let you guys know that a small, well, not really all that small now, but an independent film by the name of The Terrifier 3 had beaten out the, big budget box office supposed smash of Joker Folio Doodoo. It had beaten it out and done $18.3 million. So me and Potts, of course, we got to do our homework and sit down. We had never seen any of the Terrifier films.
No.
We sit down and we watched the Terrifier films 1 and 2. I haven't really finished all of 2 yet.
Oh, I fell asleep during 2, so I mean.
But in my humble opinion, it
is gory.
It is over the top gore. It is more akin to Saw, but I would give it. I really wouldn't even say that. I think I would more give it. It's more like a mix. It's like a melting pot of your Freddy, your Jason, your Saw.
You know what the blood and stuff like that affects. Them effects remind me of.
Huh.
It reminds me of Night of the Living Dead and all that good jazz.
Yeah,
you know
where
what I'm saying?
Tell they're trying to shock you.
But they're also showing to hey, I'm just making a film here, so God forbid cancel culture catch up to me. Things like. I mean, that's my personal opinion on that.
It is extreme violence, extreme gore.
It is extreme violence, it is extreme gore, but when you look at it though, you can tell it's fake. I mean, when you watch it, I wouldn't sit there and say, hey, let your 8-year-old watch it or your 10-year-old watch it or something like that.
Creepy as shit.
But it's definitely something you can let your teenagers sit there and watch it. I'd let Dakota watch it.
For sure. You know what?
I would let Dakota watch it.
The more people that catch on to this Art the Clown, the more people that catch on to this cat, you're going to see people starting to dress up as Art the Clown.
I bet you, yeah, because they showed it
because of
course with every Terrifier,
people would dress up as Freddy and they would dress up as Michael and Jason,
and they still do.
Why not dress up as Art the Clown?
They still do.
Why not?
They still do. To this day, you still have Ghostface, you still have Michael, you still have Freddy. I mean, maybe not so much Freddy with Jason, but you still have all that.
Yeah.
But it's
nothing that you haven't already seen before. It's just turned up to 11 or 12 with the gore and the violence.
Or something you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, it's just really...
In a while.
Yeah.
Because I mean, whenever you look at House on the Left or whatever the fuck, whatever. Wrong.
Oh yeah, the house. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Look at all those movies. Those look more realistic than.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
So, but
But like I say, like we said once before, kudos to those guys that did that film or
yes,
that have been doing that series, because
I hope they think about doing
$2.5 million budget, and they've already, they're well on their way to 20 million. So
exactly. So kudos, you guys. Very well done.
Good job.
Very well done.
Good job.
Okay.
Now on to the heavy.
All right. So now the charges were dropped
For the
on Mick Alpin, who had faced 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of resisting arrest after Phoenix police said he took a fighting stance when first approached by an officer. Now, the local police union said the officers came under immediate attack, a notion disputed by others who watched the footage. Now, the Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell, I mean, apparently she had to talk to some of the uppers to, get advice on whether or not they should drop the charges, which, I mean, anybody who's actually watched the video could blatantly see, or actually did their research on the actual situation, could see that this man was brutally assaulted and tased and beaten by these people.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
It was a large gathering of senior attorneys to get their opinions on whether or not it should be dropped.
Y'all want they little 5 minutes of fame, man? Y'all can tell that man wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Now, the wife was on the phone, FaceTime basically, right? Signing, because that's what you can do now, FaceTime. Right. Let's sign. Right. Now, they had already told the officers, and if you watch the body cam footage, you'll be able to actually hear them have this conversation. And she's telling them that he's deaf and he's got cerebral palsy, and I've been on the phone with him since Circle K. That is where they talk to everybody except for the people who called the police, and the person that they talked to was the actual person that they had called the police on, and lied to the police officers and said that Mick Alpin had attacked him, so they went and attacked him. So it's like, no. Like, the whole time she was on the phone, this man did not assault nobody. None of that. Now, the 2 officers have not been placed on administrative leave pending an internal investigation and are actively working. Why? Why this continues to happen, that they're able to work, I don't understand. Now, the Phoenix Police Department told CNN Tuesday this incident is the subject of an ongoing internal investigation and was assigned to the Professional Standards Bureau on August 30th, 2024. Obviously, standards are not that high for you guys. Having reason to contact Tyrone as a suspect of an assault, I decided to detain him. The officer's report states, I quickly exited my vehicle to take hold of Tyrone's left arm, and he immediately engaged in active aggression by swinging punches at my head, beginning with his left arm. Now, also, anybody that knows about cerebral palsy knows that they also have random jerks to their body, okay? But the surveillance video shows Mick Alpin was looking down at his phone while walking across the parking lot. He appears to look up only when he notices, because he's deaf, when the pickup truck, the police truck, is driving right in front of him. Obviously, because he's deaf. So it's like, what in the world? Now, less than 2 seconds after McAlpin turns to his right, the officer rushes McAlpin and grabs his shoulders. The impact knocks off an article of clothing that was draped over McAlpin's shoulder. The 2 tussle for several seconds before the officer helps pin McAlpin on the ground, face down. Now, it says, I struck the suspect with a closed right fist. So you punched him. Okay, let's just say I punched the man in the center of his back and gave him an opportunity to present his right arm after telling him to do it, which he's deaf, and there was no response because he's deaf. A closed right fist to his right side of his face. So you punch him in his face on top of it. So that the deaf man repeatedly tries to lift his head up and moans and screams, as in the officer tases him and the other officer punches him in the back of the head at the same time, you guys. So our officers have the right to defend themselves against attack by utilizing reasonable and necessary force based on the circumstances presented at the time.
I get tired.
The police union is telling this.
I get so tired.
Now we stand behind our officers and would caution the community. They are cautioning the community, the taxpayers, the people that pay them to live in these nice homes, to make judgments about the incident until the evidence is reviewed rather than a snippet of body cam footage. That's why there's body cam footage, so you can't fuck it up. You guys can't mess it up. Now what really irritates me here, you guys, is this union. This union. You're protecting these gang members, basically. Because if gang members snitch, what happens? Is that not basically what happens in the police department?
I just get tired.
And then when you watch this video camera footage and you see how they beat him and they tased him, and anybody that knows anything about cerebral palsy knows that you twitch. You twitch. So in the footage you see his hands balling up or whatever. That's actual problems with cerebral palsy. Now, before we get too far gone into this, we need to get off of this. I have nothing else to say. If you want to go ahead and leave it at that, because I want to go ahead and let the viewers go ahead and have what they want to go ahead and have to say. But if you have something to say, I say it now, because after this, I have nothing more to say about this because the union is really pissing me off on this.
Well, I mean,
and the fact that you had to go and talk to somebody else to figure out whether or not you wanted to drop the charges.
I just get tired of constantly hearing these kinds of stories over and over and over and over again. We had a man
distasteful
that was in front of a party store trying to sell CDs. They got choked out. No, single cigarettes. Single cigarettes?
Yep, and by the way, that same exact move was used on this man as well.
Choked out, died. You got a whole deaf man not listening because they're not taking the time to understand that he can't hear them. But then we have someone who opens fire
on a church.
And they take him to McDonald's.
Burger King, my bad, Burger King.
They buy him Burger King.
They went expensive. And got Burger
King. And he
could
hear. He can understand their commands. Get down, put the gun away, all that. He can hear all of that.
But he walks away alive.
He walks away didn't get his ass whooped.
Not at all, while he murdered several people.
No mollywop for him.
Wait to the next one, but yeah.
No mollywop for him. We're going to get him Burger King. You want a double cheeseburger? You having a hard day?
Must be, because you just shot up a whole community of black people in church.
The contrast is, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The contrast is there. I got a couple other things that I'm going to say, but I'm going to say that we got a whole onslaught interview that we're doing where all of us are going to be together. And we're going to talk about some hot topics and stuff. We're going to talk about, you know, all the different stuff that's been going on and just our thoughts and feelings on everything that's been going on. And
Lord God.
I got some conspiracy theory shit going on in my head because I'm just saying, man, this is ridiculous. We see this type of stuff
every single day. I go through my newsfeed.
3 or 4, maybe 10 times a year, man.
You just gotta have news break, and you see it every single day. I have to pick and choose.
The racial injustice that continues to happen all over the globe is just staggering to me.
And it's like that's why there's body cam footage for that reason.
Right, you got the body cam footage, but you said don't pay attention to just a snippet of the body cam footage.
Between a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
You would want us to pay attention to it if the black man could hear and he was whooping the cop's ass. You want us to pay attention to the body cam then? How come we can't pay attention to it when the police is wrong?
Is only 37 years old. 37 with cerebral palsy. Or I didn't even know he was that young. Because I'm 41. I'm waiting for some sort of bullcrap comment for that one. But anyways, go on to your next one, please.
Alright, so let's go on to the light. Let's go to the light. So,
yes, come on. Because I'm mad. That one's depressing.
We have a day or so before we can watch the next episode of Penguin. But everybody knows my stance on that show. That show is appointment television where, about 6 o'clock, you take a nap. If you think you're going to fall asleep, take a nap. Set your phone. Or watch it in the morning.
Yep, but
first thing, but
that's usually how we're up at like 2:30 anyways.
That show deserves your attention because Colin Farrell is putting his foot in that character with the prosthetics and the makeup and how they put everything together.
Just the amount of work.
Old girl that's playing Sophia Falcone, she's killing it. She's killing it.
Beautiful.
Chef's kiss. Agatha.
I was gonna say Benny was bomb.
Agatha is getting better. Agatha, after this last episode, and now this episode, no spoiler, but very, very true, reminiscent to
the comic.
Wiccan's comic origins and how all that went down in the comics.
And that's some good news, by the way.
So yeah, Wiccan is there.
They got the directors and producers
revealed.
The proper ones to actually do it correctly.
Well,
right?
see, I mean, what happens is Jack, like I said, Jack Schaefer is still there. She's still there from WandaVision. So that foundation is there to help with Agatha all along because the foundation from WandaVision is there in Jack Schaefer's presence. But Matt Shackman is busy with Pedro Pascal.
Right, so they're staying pretty busy, but they still were able
Fantastic Four First Steps.
They were able to find the correct people to stay where they need to be at, with the aces in their places.
And the tone. They want to keep the tone, so they're keeping that right along. We want to see what happens with Captain America Brave New World and see can they right the ship after Deadpool kicked ass and is still kicking ass, setting records on, now it's setting records on rental and home video. Is setting records now with that. People want to rent this movie and they're spending even more money. So we don't know what the end tally for Deadpool and Wolverine will be, but I'm sure it will be in the high billions. It's going to be a very high amount. And I'm sorry, you can talk junk about how, oh my God, Deadpool is just so much like the bisexuality type of thing that what basically is what you could say Deadpool is. He's weird. Alright, Deadpool is very weird. And if you want to use that weirdness against him to not like the movie, you're a very sad individual because if you can't get past that, you don't belong reading comics. And this is where you can sit here and tell the DC and the Marvel apart. It's like, go over to Marvel and go over to DC, watch your DC because you like the dark and ominous. Stay away from Marvel. You see what I'm saying? Where Marvel is more comedy series. Until James Gunn proves until James Gunn does his thing and sets his staple in the new DCU.
Now, who is he working with, though? Who's he working with, though? Who's there to be with him?
Who, with James Gunn?
Because you're going to have to have
someone rein him in?
Yeah, that's the question. Is this...
That's the thing.
That works to give
James Gunn is Kevin Feige. So, who do you think reigns in Kevin? No one. No one reigns in Kevin except for Disney themselves. Whoever like Bob Iger. Bob Iger could pull.
I see HBO being very, when it comes to certain things, and they've already seen the amount of flops that have happened with this.
James Gunn has Peacemaker, and that's it. He has Peacemaker, and
but that was comedy.
And he also has
Guardians
the entire. No, that's Marvel. He's gone now. He has the entire DCU is under his banner, like Marvel is under Kevin Feige's.
Let's say I say it like this: I want him to not get so happy with it.
We gotta see what he's doing first. He's got a lot of characters in Superman Legacy. In Superman now.
He has to remember DC is not colorful like Marvel. DC is dark. That's where he needs to see it. I want to make sure he can bring it in. Because he did a great job on Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry, I don't care.
There are different iterations.
He made people want to read Guardians of the Galaxy.
There are different iterations of DC. There's the Golden Age, where the colors are more bright and the stories are more hopeful. And then there's the darker age, where you get your...
They showed you the reality
of life. We don't know where he's going with it.
They showed you the reality of life.
I just hope he can rein himself in and not get too crazy. I hope he can do it. I'm looking forward to it.
So, alright, to wrap this up, because that's gone, let me get the lighter, because I know you got it somewhere.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, right there between your legs.
Alright.
So, alright, now, on to the next one. Michigan woman sentenced to 6 years in prison for fatal 2022 crash on Route 469, and this is the shit that I be talking about, y'all, the double standards. Double standards. Now, mind you, when you add it up, because not only is she going to do 6 years in prison, she's only going to do 6 years probation. That's 12 years. And we all know whenever it comes to prison, it's also called good time. Alright, now...
So what exactly did she do
now,
again?
Erin Carr, 42 years old, tested positive for cocaine and meth. Killed, also local Michigan man, John Zarafakis. I swear to God, I tried to practice it before I did it, but I believe it's Zarafakis, because it's with an X, and it's pronounced with a Z. Okay, so, cheers.
Wow.
For my notes that I got from this, she had immediately lied and said she wasn't driving. There was stuff in the driver's seat that had proven that she was lying to begin with. She did admit to drinking and taking a line before driving because they were driving from Michigan, because they're Michigan natives.
Dead.
And they were driving from Michigan to Kentucky. I wonder why. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on in Kentucky, right? So, now she is charged in Allen County in Indiana. This is why it's different. We got to remember different states, different laws.
Right,
when it comes to murder or manslaughter, I feel that there should be one rule across the freaking board. Same when it comes to the drug problem. One rule across the board. It shouldn't be, hey, when you cross state lines, no, one rule across the border. Period. I don't care whether or not it's a misdemeanor amount or a felony amount. One thing across the board. Let's get it straight and let's get to working together here. Okay. Now, what really makes this funny is that she never went to jail until she went to prison. She was scheduled a court date.
Oh, excuse me.
On time. Yeah. She was scheduled a court date. Okay, she didn't go. Now, she then had to be tracked down to go to court.
That's a bad deal.
My thing is, how do you get 6 years in prison and 6 years probation for killing somebody? Indiana, you too, my friends. You need to get your shit together. So we will see you next time, you guys. Thanks again for tuning in and seeing us today. We'll see you next time on Don't Do That, Mad as Hell Monday. And I will do my best to make sure I find some stuff to make you mad as hell. Find some stuff over the weekend. We'll see how it goes. Deuces.